Now we're going to turn our attention to the international papers here on France 24. Nicholas Rushworth's with me here on set, and you're going to begin the look at the events in Spain over the weekend. The right wing back in power all over the papers, I imagine.
That's right. I'm going to turn straight away to the Spanish paper El País, and you can see there the headline: "The crisis gives all the power to Rajoy." That's Mariano Rajoy, who is now going to be the new Prime Minister of Spain. And the paper is arguing in that piece there, as you see, he's kissing his wife in celebration, that he has a clear mandate to steer through austerity measures demanded by Spain's EU partners. Now, the editorial is headlining, "There can be no delay now to Spain's future." The paper is urging Rajoy to disclose specific details of his plans right away, and it says his campaign, well, was vague on proposals. Now that could backfire on him if he doesn't move fast. For international reaction to Spain, I turn to a paper outside Europe, to USA Today. It says the vote was nothing less than a referendum on the Spanish government's handling of the economy. The headline there: Spain elects Conservative in response to debt crisis. Again, the Eurozone crisis dominating everything. The quote USA Today opts for from Mariano Rajoy, the new man on the block in Spain, is his promise to ensure that Madrid will stop being part of the problem and will become instead a part of the solution.
Need a crystal ball to see if that manages to come true, don't we? You're going to go to Egypt now. The violence in Tahrir Square we've been reporting on. A bit of a sign that transition from dictatorship to democracy is not always as easy as one might think.
Very heavy going. And with my Arab colleagues here in the newsroom at France 24, I was able to look at a couple of papers in Arabic. We turn first to the London-based pan-Arab paper Al-Quds Al-Arabi. Now, the phrase that's coming out is a second Egyptian revolution. And that paper there is arguing that there's a battle between, and I quote from that paper, between two elephants. On the one side, the ruling military council, and on the other side, we have the Muslim Brotherhood. And then the paper says the confrontation was inevitable, in fact. And what is astonishing now is that the truce has ended now. How come it lasted so long? Another paper, an Egyptian one, again, thanks to the Arab desk here, it's called Gumuriya. That means the Republic in Arabic. Now, the editor-in-chief, we can see there, Mahmoud Nafe, says the violence now is due to the very nature of the Muslim Brotherhood. That paper, I must stress, is pro-ruling military council, and the editor-in-chief is saying the Muslim Brotherhood is both political and religious, and there lies the rub. The paper is arguing the Brotherhood is mainly responsible for the violence. For a total other angle on the situation in Egypt, I turn to the Jerusalem Post. Where else? Now, it says in an editorial that the transition from dictatorship to civilian rule is an admirable goal, but rushing into elections might make Egypt's first free vote its last. It's arguing for gradual democracy. It says, obviously, now the situation points to a Muslim Brotherhood win. There's a possibility then of another tyrannical Islamist regime, and the answer, the paper argues, for the US, for Barack Obama and the Washington administration, and for Israel, is that the military council in Egypt should in fact hold on to executive powers for another 18 months. That's the Post point of view there.
Yeah, fascinating to take a look at all those different views on that one. You filled out some cartoons as well on a different subject. This is to do with Saif al-Islam's capture in Libya.
Well, another question that's coming out is Saif safe? And in The Independent, the British paper, we've got a cartoon here, and it's written out there, fair trial, but the words are actually written in a rope that is being put up clearly to hang him. There's also another cartoon in the British press. I saw this in The Guardian, and it's by Martin Rowson, and it's a pessimistic look at events. The Arab Spring has lost its bloom, the leaves have fallen. Are we here in the Arab autumn? And that question, that's the title of that piece there, which is, I suppose the question is, are we now going to say that the Arab Spring has been a failure?
All right, Nick, thanks very much. That's Nick Rushworth with his look through the international papers today here on France 24.